My name is Martina Grzmot, and I graduated from CIS at the end of 2019. I completed my courses and intensive seminar in December, and in January, I finished my practicum. I currently work as a mental health consultant for Instituto Familiar de la Raza here in San Francisco. And I also work through Shine a Light Counseling Center, seeing some clients and families and children. In my role as a mental health consultant, I work at an elementary school, at a preschool, and also a family resource center. This is a position where I get to use a lot of my clinical expertise, but it's not necessarily a role where I'm doing therapy. I am supporting adults, such as teachers, school staff, parents, and other people supporting children in understanding what's the child's perspective and how to include the child's needs and his internal experience in the decision-making that happens in the schools and the preschools. So I provide consultation to teachers to help them understand and to help them process what's happening in their days. And together we hold a clinical framework. Let's see. I get to do a lot of groups where I work with parents, a lot of immigrant families, a lot of immigrant children, and mainly focus on the Latino community, but also including our communities in the Bay Area, such as African American, white, and Asian. And then in my role at Shine a Light Counseling Center, I work with families, couples, adults, and children. And I do this because I still wanted to practice therapy. And I have a few clients, so I'm very busy. And I get to learn a lot and continue advancing my knowledge and experience. I did my practicum at the Center for Somatic Psychotherapy. And at the Center for Somatic Psychotherapy, I got to work mainly doing therapy for adults. And in my time there, I kept asking myself and wondering, what else is there? I knew this was something that I could do, but I was still looking for something that was motivating me. And I just really wanted to understand the scope of my role and what I could do with all the training I had gotten at CIS. So once I finished practicum, I started looking for positions in the South Bay because I was relocating there. And it was very important that it was a paid position. I was exiting school and had not been able to work for some time. So what I was looking for was a place where I could gain experience and get paid while I was doing so. And then I landed at Uplift Family Services in Santa Clara County. They're a very big agency, and they have different offices all through California, including Los Angeles and even up in the North Bay. And in my position there, I had several roles. The first program I worked at was called Placement Supportive Services, and it was focused on supporting children, a lot of foster children that were at risk of losing their placement due to very high behaviors and challenges they were experiencing. So I got to see from really close how the system works, the Department for Children and Family Services, and to collaborate with a lot of different providers holding these cases. So in that role, I was learning how to do case management, how to write medical notes, and how to support these children in pivoting in their lives. So not losing the placement they were at and committing to the treatment that was available for them and the different resources. So that was the first role I had at Uplift. And then I transitioned to a more clinical role doing therapy for children ages 0 to 5. And so I got to see really young children and got to work with them. And it was the height of COVID. So it was very hard to work with them via telehealth. And I was all this time going to families' homes in person and doing a combination of online and offline work to be able to support these families that were in real need and these children that were experiencing a lot of changes and challenges because of immigration status, language, and different challenges that their families were facing. So I worked in that program, and eventually I decided it was time for something different. I had learned so much in my time at Uplift, but it also felt overwhelming to have to meet certain standards of productivity and to work in a way that I knew was unsustainable. So I found China Light Counseling Center in Santa Cruz. And I really liked their philosophy, their model, and they would offer a lot of freedom for me to choose how many hours I wanted to work and what clients I wanted to work. And I thought that could be the beginning of me building a private practice. So I took that opportunity, and I'm still there partially, and spending some time, and really gotten to have great clinical training and supervisors. And also it's a great community. So the last place I arrived in this 2021 is Instituto Familiar de la Raza. I was looking for another paid position, and I was also looking to see where I would really fit. What was the area I would really connect to as a clinician, because I had been trying different modalities. And so I found this program, and it's the early intervention program at Instituto Familiar de la Raza, and they do such great work. So important in these times where there's so much happening in the schools, in the district, with the early childhood sites. And it's a great opportunity to bring a lot of the knowledge I have gained in my time at CIS and in the somatic psychology program, and really help teachers and families understand what these children are experiencing, and in some way collaborate to really understand them and take their perspective into account when making decisions, and being able to hold and support all the great staff and teachers that are putting their bodies and their time to face this pandemic and the labor shortages it has brought, and a lot of crises that have impacted the lowest socioeconomic income population here. And that includes a lot of recent immigrants who are themselves experiencing challenges and traumatic experiences coming here. So it's very rewarding work, and also working with children for me is makes me really happy, and I'm happy to do it and to be here, and almost done with my 3,000 hours. I'm a few weeks away. So that's a good thing about doing the agency route, that you get to really collect those hours fast. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I would say that I left CIS feeling very strong in my clinical skills. So having a strong understanding and training in the way trauma impacts the body and the human being, and how to support individuals, children, families, couples in sustaining healthy relationships, and also having a strong community, because some of the jobs I was able to obtain in my journey were through connections I made at CIS, through networking, and also having good connections with teachers and opportunities for assisting and continue to grow as a clinician. So that's the three things. So a strong clinical understanding, a good network of connections, and opportunities to move forward in my career. I would say that when I exited CIS, there was a lot that I knew, but there was also a lot that I didn't know. And that's natural because there's only so much that we can learn, right? Through the books and through classes. And there's a lot of the knowledge that we gain in experience and being exposed to having to learn in this way. So a lot of what I didn't know was about the world of the agency, and how to write medical notes, and how to face a lot of challenging interactions with the foster care system. So there are so many systems that we get to work with in the world that is more social work, I would say. So I think that because I was looking for something different than just a private practice route, I had to do a lot of finding that on my own. And I want to tell other people that might be considering something different, that there are a lot of opportunities to use your clinical skills and degree, and to try to connect, to use your network to find out what those options may be. Use the resources available to you, like the MCP field placement office that has so many sites and connections and information that can help you plan ahead. And also take a time to know yourself and project yourself into the future. Once I read this quote, the vision of who and where you want to be is the greatest asset you have. So really take time in imagining what is the career, the lifestyle that will fit you, and then you can go from there and do the work that will take you in that direction. Because if not, then it's going to be harder to find yourself there. So I would say those two things, and really enjoy what you are learning, and then accept that there's only so much you can learn in the books, and so much you can incorporate when you are studying full-time or studying and working. So trust that whatever you have learned will sink in, and you will continue to gather knowledge as you move forward in your career. Know that you're not alone, that there's going to be a lot of challenging moments in the road. I think when we start, or at least when I started, it goes at different paces. Sometimes you feel you're advancing really fast. Sometimes it feels that it's really hard. It's going slow. And the road to licensure can be long and arduous at times. And also, if you keep moving forward, you're going to get there. And it's the right time for you. And if you're not going in that route, that's also okay. So trust yourself. You know, you are the best person to determine what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And in the times where you're not clear, just trust that you will end up where you have to.